Real estate management. No, is this going to be a real estate episode?
I mean, we might as well. We already talked about real estate a little bit. All right. So Lil Witt says, real estate management. Hi, everyone. I'm looking to start a property management business in the Netherlands. I have a friend in the Netherlands. You have any friends in the Netherlands?
No, they now live in, where did he move?
Oh, you tell me.
What's the place where Amazon has outsourced all of their answering service?
Oh, I don't know. Well, anyway,
keep reading it. It'll come to me.
Focusing on private individuals who own multiple properties. I'm new to the field. What?
Philippines.
Oh, the Philippines. Yeah. Okay. Well, everyone has their call centers in the Philippines. I'm new to the field and would love to hear from anyone who has experience in starting or running a property. We should get Christine on this one.
We should call her up.
What are some important things to consider when starting such a business? Any tips on navigating local regulations, building a client base, multiple properties, etc.? I can't speak to the Netherlands and how it works. I can only tell you how we do it here. I do know quite a bit about property management in the U.S. So first of all, my cousin Nick, he lives in the Netherlands. He lives in Amsterdam now, and absolutely loves it out there. Mm-hmm. Absolutely loves it. And my son Michael, he's got a bunch of friends online. Everyone has friends online that you'll never actually meet. Well, he actually this one friend of his, her name is Emma. She wound up coming over to the U.S. a couple of years ago into New York with a bunch of friends. Him and his friends met up with them, and now they've been staying in contact. Emma was at our house last year for a couple of weeks. It was great. So she lives there also. So I have a couple of friends out there. Mm-hmm. So what a great place, Amsterdam. Anyway, yeah, property management in the U.S. Again, I don't know the rules in the Netherlands, but you are, you're a fiduciary. You have to understand one thing: you're a fiduciary to those homeowners, which means that you have to do things that are in the best interest of the homeowners. Okay, if you're going to be a property manager, when you go and you're recruiting, potential renters or tenants for these homeowners. Don't let it be friends of yours. Do not ever have your friends rent from a property you manage, mm-hmm. because you will have to kick your friends out at some point if they don't do the right thing. Okay, and you can't be biased. Okay, you're responsible to the homeowner. I've actually seen that happen where the property manager had oh yeah, I had this but a friend needed a place to stay. Hey, one of my properties is here. I'll put a good word in for you, right? A lot of times when people need a place to stay, it's because they got kicked out of somewhere else, yeah. Right? And of course, it didn't work out. So that's one of the things to absolutely be concerned with. Then, as far as getting the listings, so to speak, as getting people to trust you to do their property, well, you have to prove to them that you're going to take care of their house. Mm-hmm. That's their largest investment, probably, right? That they've ever made. You have to prove to them that house is more important to you than anything else, because that's what's more important to them other than anything else. So that's the kind of mentality you have to have going into this. It is not just a business. You are caring for someone's most important asset. Mm-hmm. So you have to have that mindset when going into it.
So I'm going to speak of the logistics of it.
Yeah,
right? If you have one property under management, not a big deal.
Right.
It was funny. I was talking to a property manager that said the void that no one talks about, or the issue that no one talks about, is when you are between 100 and 150 doors under management. That is called management wasteland. Okay. Because you're making enough that everybody's comfortable, but you can't hire someone to get to the next stage.
Gotcha.
So you have to, that is the battle for them. But interestingly, one of the things that they said, and I happen to know a few people that are in this industry, they said the most important thing they ever did was making sure that they had 100% reliable network of contractors.
Yes.
And repair people that they could go to.
Without doubt.
That they have that type of relationship with them that when they pick up the phone and call the plumber doesn't even think about it. They just answer, because they know if they're getting a call from this number mm-hmm. at 9:00 at night, it's an emergency.
Yeah.
Right. And if they don't take this emergency, they're going to lose that entire account. So you need to develop those types of relationships with key people, especially where emergencies can happen, like plumbing, right? Like someone locking themselves out, even though it should technically be the tenant's responsibility. they're going to call you and say, hey, I'm locked out. I don't have any keys. Can you figure out a way to get me in? Right. Like, what are you going to tell them? Right.
Right.
Same thing. When the property gets turned over, it has to be cleaned. It might have to get painted. Like, you need to have those relationships in place. And when you are managing a property for someone else, time is money.
Oh, yeah.
So if you need to wait 9 days for a painter to show up,
yeah, it's not going to work.
No, that property owner is going to go, why is it taking 9 days just to get my property ready to show again?
And they don't want to hear, well, I'm waiting on the painter. They don't care.
No.
They don't care.
The painter should be walking in as the tenant is walking out. Right. Like, so there's all these logistical things that you have to think about as well, and relationships that you have to build on the service provider end of things.
And I'll tell you a big one. It's both logistic and legal. One of the problems you'll face as a property manager is tenant complaints about things, right? The dishwasher's not working, the toilet won't flush, this light bulb went out. Go change it. What the heck? What do you want me to do about it, right?
Is it your lamp or mine?
Seriously. And so what I always recommend to people that are renting properties, and we always put it in our contracts, you have a dollar amount in there that anything less than X number of dollars, you're responsible as the tenant. You're going to handle it. And we usually make it about $500 or $750 because almost every repair other than something big is going to be about $300 or $400. And if the tenant's responsible for it, you will never get that call.
Right.
9 times out of 10, they won't care that the bulb's burned out.
Right.
Because they got to pay for it or it's change a bulb. You know what I mean?
They'll call you when it's something big.
When it's something big.
The countertop cracked.
Right.
Or like, yes.
Yeah. Pipe burst.
Yeah.
Which even in that sometimes is
my
under $500.
ceiling fell down.
Yeah.
Right,
okay, there you go. Now, and those are the things you want to know about.
Yes.
Because you want to make sure the property's in good repair, right? The little things you don't care. Toilets clogged. Go hire a plumber and fix it.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, come on.
Yeah. I agree with you. But there are certain things that as a homeowner, like if that toilet clogs multiple times.
Right.
I would like to know about it, even though I'm not responsible for fixing it.
Well, that's the thing. But I think the tenant would tell you.
That could lead. That could mean that there's a bigger problem somewhere.
Oh yeah.
And you're just scratching the surface of it.
Yeah. So again, if it happens once, the tenant's probably you take care of it. If it happens a couple of times, tenants will look. This keeps happening.
The reason I brought that up is because people that know you and I may not know the reason how we met.
Gee, Gummy, how did we meet?
Right. So we met when I rented your Airbnb, right?
That's right.
And I still remember when I went up there and I called you and I'm like, I think your fireplace is broken. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do.
And you were like, thank you for letting me know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, it was broken. Was I not supposed to tell you?
Most people wouldn't.
And that's the thing you said. And that blew my mind.
Yeah.
I was like, I looked at the fireplace.
Unless it affects them, they don't care.
But I looked at this and I went, if I start a fire in here, that could be dangerous.
Yeah.
Like, so not just for me, but if I leave and the next person shows up and they aren't aware that is something that could have been dangerous, they could have started a fire and burnt the house down.
You know what the funny thing is? It turns out that was cosmetic. It was there's a wall, there's a cosmetic wall in the back that cracked.
Yes.
Right? That all that is, and technically still haven't fixed it yet, but all it is was I've been told I don't need to.
Okay.
All it is you literally just replace the board.
Okay.
It's just cosmetic.
Because in some of them there is no you don't have that facade board.
Yeah, I thought it was the brick.
Yeah.
I thought the brick was. I'm like, oh my god, this is gonna be thousands of dollars, and I had a guy come out. And he goes, no, it's just the board. I can replace it, but there's no need to.
But still, like that's the type of stuff. Because you don't know if it's a bigger problem until you have someone come look at it and go, no, it's not a big problem. But
you like my house, right? It was a nice house.
What? Yeah.
Why haven't you gone back? You're always welcome to go back there.
My wife keeps asking me, and then
go.
No.
Why?
She decided to get 2 more dogs, so now I have 3 dogs.
So take them to the house.
No, I don't want it to.
You haven't seen the upgrades.
If I go on a vacation,
I don't want the dogs.
Correct. Because it's more work. Because now I have to put them on a leash and walk them and blah blah. When I'm at home, she can walk them all she wants. I let them out in the backyard and call it a day.
Yeah.
They're her dogs.
You're not doing that up there.
And I'm not paying.
This is up in the Poconos where there's bears.
And I'm not paying like $300 a night to board 3 dogs.
Right.
For just to get away for
Yeah.
that means I'm paying more for boarding my dogs than I am for the house I'm staying in.
I know.
Right? Like, no. So my wife was fully aware of this when
All right.
I told
Well, we
her
don't
this before
Airbnb it anymore, so it doesn't cost you anything to go. So
No,
just go.
I know. Maybe I'll go just by myself.
There you go. Go by yourself.
Yeah.
Take a bottle of whiskey and
Yeah.
have a great night. All right. So anyway, property management. It's up and coming more and more now. I see a lot of it coming. You and I have a good friend, Christine, who does it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great business to be in. It can be a lot of work though, because depending on the tenants you get, man.
So there's a side of this business that is underestimated, in my opinion.
What's that?
And I know that because a friend of mine started getting into it. They started getting into real estate investment, like advisory.
Okay.
Where they are literally helping people that want to become real estate investors find properties that are ideal to turn into rental properties.
Oh, very cool.
So they start the relationship not at the I own this property, but rather I would like to own a rental property,
right?
But I want to do it as a passive investor. So they literally step in. If you have the money, you want to buy a piece of real estate, they will help you find an ideal piece of real estate, figure out, okay, here's what we estimate the monthly income from it would be minus management fees.
What do they get, a flat rate for that or something?
So they get they charge you to do the advisory part.
Okay.
But then they also get the property under management.
Oh, okay. So they take over the management as well.
Correct.
Oh, that's good.
Because they're passive investors that don't want to be involved. They just
don't want to own the property. They want to manage the property.
So yes. Yeah.
No, I'm saying you're right. And then they find investors who want to buy the property but doesn't want to manage the property.
Correct.
Solving problems.
Yes.
Right.
Correct. And I was like, when they started doing that, they tripled the amount of properties they had under management. Because they realized that there were a bunch of people out there that had extra money and wanted to get into real estate investing, but had no idea how to pick a property that was a good rental property, nor wanted to manage it. Like they just wanted to own it and accumulate,
collect money.
Yes, right.
Is that the dream of everybody?
But and there are people out there that have the money to do it, but don't have the know-how to even know what to look for in a rental property.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
well, that probably is as close as you're going to get to actual passive income.
Yes.
Right. Buy the property, have someone else manage it for you.
Yes.
Which is what people are looking for.
Great
idea. Yeah, very good idea. Not simple, but not overly complicated either.
It's what I get back to all the time is like, go buy a lawnmower. Right? Like,
go buy a lawnmower.
You can start a business with a lawnmower. You don't need all this fancy stuff and AI and technology. And like, sometimes all you need is your knowledge and an Excel spreadsheet.
Exactly.
Right? If you found this clip interesting, make sure to go listen to the full podcast. There's lots more content there.